All right, you want to have some real talk?
Sure.
I'll put my positive Falcons bet out first. Michael Penix, rookie of the year, is out to 70-1. Give that to me. Because I'm still okay with the idea that if he plays enough games, and unlocks something here, and they are good. Because as you heard, as I kind of got there eventually, but this is I said there wasn't a low floor, but there is a low floor because the coaches could be complete trash. I also think there's a high ceiling. Maybe they're all good coaches. Maybe the Saints GM was right, shaming the rest of the NFL into hiring Raheem Morris. Maybe these first time coordinators will have success. Maybe. And so if that happens, do I want a piece of Michael Penix at 70-1 rookie of the year? Yes.
I'm not playing it, but I love the spirit.
It's a great
hashtag Legends only.
Rattler's 100-1, by the way. We failed to talk about that on the Saints episode.
I don't know.
What do you do here?
It's tough because it's like the the interesting stuff that we like usually in these markets are the kind of like division stat leaders, some long shot stuff. But it's tough to get there with this team because
Kirk Cousins, comeback player of the year, 5-1. Raheem Morris, coach of the year, 13-1. Like none of these prices are good.
No. And again, like most of the like rushing leader,
Bijan Robinson, offensive player of the year, 20-1. No, thank you.
Right. Do you run back Tyler Algier? See, even Tyler Algier to lead the NFC South. What do you think that's at?
It is the McVay scheme. If the running back hits, it could hit in a big way.
But it's only 20-1. Like
it was a lot bigger last year.
Yeah, it was like 65-1.
It's the classic, Sean. We pioneer a market, and then it turns to shit the next season. I don't
even like Drake London to lead the division in receiving yards at +210. No, thank you.
I think maybe if you want to scrape the defensive rookie of the year for one of their like second, like one of their the defensive line edges they took.
And even Cousins, I mean, he had 14 interceptions in 2022. Do we think there's any value in him leading the lead in interceptions, Ryan?
100%. The price isn't great, but
what's the price?
Let me pull it up.
It's sitting at
he's like a known commodity in the interception.
Oh no, he's 50-1.
Really?
Yeah, that is.
Oh wait, which
Kirk Cousins, most interceptions. Let's go. Because
this is a very different price than at the other very popular book.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's why you got to shop around. And don't
put me down for Kirk Cousins most interceptions.
I mean,
50-1.
I love this.
Also, maybe Michael Penix too. Do they have that one up?
They're not offering that. For my underdog play, definitely Kirk Cousins lower 28.5 passing touchdowns. It's just like a lot of stuff has to go right to throw for 29 passing touchdowns in the National Football League. Right?
That's your angle?
Yeah.
I lied. I have two optimistic takes.
Okay.
On the Falcons. Darnell Mooney higher 575.5 receiving yards.
Oh, is that an underdog?
Yep.
You know what? Change mine to that because I actually like that better.
He is, by all accounts, he's going to be the number 2 target in the offense, not Mr. Kyle Pitts.
Well,
which don't say that to the fantasy community.
Yeah, I like how this is more a fate of the fantasy community. Although I'm sure they're super high on.
I'm sure lots of them have takes. I can't believe these fantasy nerds delete their takes if they're wrong. What losers!
Complete loser mentality.
Fantasy receipts, reach out. We love you.
Make them sweat. Fantasy receipts. We appreciate your service. So I don't have a ton. Missed playoffs, under 9.5 wins. Kirk Cousins most interceptions. I like your underdog play. I'm going to co-sign it. Darnell Mooney higher. 575.5 receiving yards. But again, like there's nothing interesting on the defensive side. There's no like defensive rookie of the year. I'm not playing because they're both second round guys and beyond. I don't think there's a defensive player of the year candidate that's interesting.
I think rookie, if you have some sort of insight, which I don't think any of them fit the bill because I don't know how many of them are even going to have a ton of playing time right away. But it does seem like they could potentially have some new blood on the defense show up.
Okay, yeah.
But I can't talk about any of that stuff.
Yeah.
It seems to me that if things go really right, it's going to be because one of the quarterbacks is exactly what this offense needs, and the first time play caller knows exactly what to do, and the defensive coordinator who I have many questions about is exactly what Raheem Morris needs to run some team meetings. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Arthur Blank is going to be on the sideline a lot this season, and that's
not in a good way, because where he's up in the Super Bowl 28-3.
Well, that's the joke. Whenever he's on the field, it's not a good thing.
He's like the Nick Castellanos of owners.
It means you're not like
but it's only for his own team's fortune.
If he's willing to look past the fact that he mushed his own team by going down on the field to breathe down your neck.
You must never go down on the field again.
Well, don't you remember Arthur? He started coming down on the field a lot more with Arthur Smith there at the end. So.
Yeah, bad times for Arthur Smith. Arthur and Arthur Crime. EB Steelers in the chat, and shout out to the chat. Loyal DGen, CD Mills, Japan. Love me some Japan.
EB Steelers fellow Jersey legend.
Yeah. He wants to know what county you're from, Ryan.
Union.
He says Middlesex.
Right
stand
next,
up.
Yeah, right next door. We're
Japan's pointing out, Coach, these 2-a-days are killing me. Hey, hit the water, take a lap, Japan. Come on.
I mean, honestly,
we got to get ready for football season. Our minds will be overwhelmed soon.
And the if you want to slow down, you could join the newspaper crowd, aka the podcast audience, who's getting these a little bit more spaced out.
Yeah, the podcast audience spacing it out a little bit, just so that you wake up every day over the next couple of days and have that new pod audio drop in. YouTube slightly ahead.
And the YouTube crowd, they get the live stuff,
Yeah.
But we appreciate you being here for all the time, logging all the minutes.
Your work doesn't go underappreciated. And again, get in on the phrase that pays. We're trying to hook up one of you loyal listeners, and we got a ton. Appreciate all the kind words, all the 5-star reviews coming in this time of year. You guys are the best. Maybe turn on. I think next fun review, and I will be the arbiter of what is fun. Hook up a listener with a sweet SGPN gift card. Get you some merch, and I'm sure we'll be doing some merch sales too coming up.
Yeah.
Ryan, we both got the Falcons going 8-9. Both like Darnell Mooney, higher 57.5 receiving yards. We are very lockstep. Under 9.5 wins, missed playoffs, +165. Kirk Cousins most interceptions, 50-1. We're both on that. You're on the Michael Penix Rookie of the Year island.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna sprinkle. I've already sprinkled it multiple times. I was shocked to see the price go the other way. Is this one of the teams that you would play an alt win total for?
All right. So like, what's the alt under
7.5?
Yeah.
+310.
Okay. Yep. Add that to my sheet.
Okay.
Add that to because that's basically like a reverse win the division.
Under 5.5?
No.
Okay.
Under 310, 7.5 wins is +310.
Yeah.
All right. I'll add that to the sheet. And again, get the sheets over in the Patreon. If you're going to be out in Bet Bash and you're listening to this live, we will be there. Circle Ballroom doing a live podcast. Come say hi. We have a bunch of hats. So if you find yourself in the Vegas area over the next couple days, hit us up. We will hook you up with a hat.
I do have something to add.
What?
I gave out a ceiling case with Penix. I didn't even think to look over here, but once I saw the alt win total at 5.5, I'm like, let me compare this to see what their fewest wins are. Because if they go 5-12, they're in competition for that. 150-1. Sean.
All right,
throw that on
more.
the sheet. Sorry, Josh. 150-1 Falcons to have the fewest wins. Oh my God!
Come on,
they're up there with like all the teams that are locks to make the playoffs, and then the Falcons. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
This could be really bad. And even if it's good, it's not going to be great. That's my entire Falcons preview in one sentence.
They have the same odds as the Bills, dude.
Does not make sense.
What?
Does not make any sense.